Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So we got to talk about this Shaq and D Book thing that's going on online now. Last year sometime Nike rolled out what the Devin Booker signature shoe was going to look like, and a lot of Devin Booker fans around the NBA wasn't feeling the aesthetic of the shoe, nothing about the shoe, and neither was Devin Booker. They were saying that Devin Booker was displeased with the overall design, the rollout, everything, and he wasn't happy. So Shaq, him and Iverson, Shaq's the president of Reebok now. AI's the vice president of Reebok. And so they're going to be heavily involved in a lot of things going forward. They're going to lead the brand in the future pretty much. And, it was a little bit of back and forth today. I'm going to play the video where Shaq was talking about, Devin Booker and him not being pleased, and they're back and forth online. Let's peep it.
Kind of like semi-recruiting? It seems like you guys are always recruiting.
No, it wasn't recruiting. It was just everybody was bashing about his shoe, and it was like, if you want a good shoe, holler at me and AI.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to be funny. Like, we don't do crazy things, but everybody was saying his shoe, and he was saying he wasn't happy. So you want to be happy and you want a good shoe, holler at Shaq and AI.
Okay, so after that video surfaced online and was getting shared around, someone posted the caption of what Shaq said: "If you want a good shoe, holler at me and AI." And Booker quoted that and said, "AI question was cool, but nobody wearing no Shaqs." So he said ain't nobody wearing Shaqs, man. And that didn't go unnoticed by Shaquille O'Neal himself. And he said Shaq shoes sell way more than them D Books. And I was talking about at Reebok. But if you want to be one of 1,000, be my guest. Shaq, 450 million pairs sold. Google me. So Shaq is talking about the brand that they've taken over at Reebok, not his shoe that's in Walmart. Now, one thing I don't like is when someone tries to down someone who's making affordable items for kids and families that can't afford to pay, $500, $600 for a pair of tennis shoes. You know what I'm saying? Or even $150. To take control of your brand. One thing that I think gets overlooked, and I didn't even like when LeBron did it to Marbury, was people is gonna need shoes whether you're rich or not. Somebody's buying those Walmart shoes. They selling a lot more than the shoes at Foot Action or Foot Locker and these places. You know what I'm saying? Like more people can afford that, and they can get about 4 or 5 pairs for kids, to go to school in. So Shaq said he sold 450 million of them things. And when's the last time Shaq picked up a basketball? That's another thing. D Book, your shoes maybe will sell now that you're playing and that you're hot, but if there's no demand for you after you're done playing, that thing will go on the shelf. Where Shaq got shoes that is under his brand and he can just sell them in Walmart and they're his. And ownership. That's the big that's the big thing, right? And just thinking a brand is superior and that you have to be with this brand. I remember everybody was going at Kawhi for signing with New Balance. New Balance money spends the same way as Nike's money. So there's no need to try to put them down because it ain't what you would do. You're not thinking smart if you're having allegiance to something that's not bringing the best situation for your family. Don't matter if the dollar is crisp and laying down or if it's folded and rolled up, it's spent the same way. So that's what I would say to Devin Booker, and let this be a lesson, to you, as far as, you could learn a lot of business stuff from Shaq going forward. So I just never like when people put down cheap tennis shoes, and Shaq not even talking about that. He talking about what him and AI gonna do in the direction of Reebok going forward. So don't burn no bridges, man. And Shaq's son even chimed in. And Sharif O'Neal said, Walmart Shaqs are for kids who can't afford a high-priced shoe. Okay, those are understandable, but the Shaqanosis and Shaq attacks are always going to be in hardest classics of all time. So his son came to his defense, sort of. I wouldn't even said it's understandable to say anything about nothing that has fed me. I think Sharif could have worded that better it's not even understandable to trash the Walmart shoes. You could just decline the opportunity or don't even speak on it, don't say nothing back to it. But, to try to get a little laugh off of it, your dream is for your product to be carried in Walmarts around the nation. You know what I'm saying? You go see more Walmarts than just about any other store. So wouldn't you want your product in front of more people? That's what it is at the end of the day. You could laugh at the shoes, but Shaq's laughing to the bank while, many people that's laughing at him works at McDonald's, works at Hardee's, and gets 20 hours a week on minimum wage. So you have to look at the reality of what's happening in real time, in real life, evaluate those things and look at your own life and say you got your priorities messed up if you're laughing at a guy making hundreds of millions off of a shoe and you begging for 5 extra hours to flip burgers and, cook fries and all that stuff, mop the bathrooms and all that. But that's the kind of world we live in, man. And that's not to talk down on nobody, but I do recognize a lot of people that point to people aren't in their position. That's all I'm saying, man. But let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.